News from Saturday leads off our show this Monday. Hi everyone, I'm Carl Azus. Officials in several states continue to count votes from last week's U.S. presidential election. But on Saturday morning, as more results came in from Pennsylvania, media organizations, including CNN, projected that former Vice President Joe Biden would win the presidency, and they changed his title from Democratic presidential nominee to U.S. President-elect. Mail-in voting was a major factor in Pennsylvania. CNN analysts say incumbent Republican President Donald Trump had a big lead over his Democratic rival on the night of the election itself. But as voting officials made their way through hundreds of thousands of mail-in ballots, the count shifted dramatically in Biden's favor. And Pennsylvania's 20 electoral votes put Biden over the 270 he needed in all to clinch national projections. There were celebrations and protests across the country. Supporters of President-elect Biden gathered in streets, singing and honking car horns to cheer the Democrats' victory. Supporters of President Trump also turned out as the Republican incumbent said the election was stolen and that he would challenge the results in court. Several world leaders sent congratulations to the president-elect, saying they looked forward to working with the new American administration in the days ahead. Some also thanked the current president for his support over the last 4 years. On Saturday night, Joe Biden addressed the country in his first speech as president-elect.
The people of this nation have spoken. They've delivered us a clear victory, a convincing victory, and I'm humbled by the trust and confidence you've placed in me. I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify, who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States, and work with all my heart, with the confidence of the whole people, to win the confidence of all of you. And for that is what America, I believe, is about. I said at the outset, I wanted to represent this campaign to represent and look like America. We've done that. Now that's what I want the administration to look like and act like. For all those of you who voted for President Trump, I understand the disappointment tonight. I've lost a couple times myself, but now let's give each other a chance.
You heard him say he'd lost a couple times. As a U.S. Senator from Delaware, Biden ran unsuccessfully for president in 1988 and 2008 before he was nominated and elected as vice president in 2008. Then he served 2 terms in the administration of former President Barack Obama until President Trump was inaugurated. With this year's election coming shortly before his 78th birthday, Biden is the oldest president-elect in American history. His vice presidential running mate, U.S. Senator Kamala Harris from California, also makes history. Her mother was Indian, her father is Jamaican. So Harris is the first woman and the first woman of color to become U.S. vice president-elect.
And to the American people, no matter who you voted for, I will strive to be a vice president, like Joe was to President Obama, loyal, honest, and prepared, waking up every day, thinking of you and your family.
Election results are not final. What's still to be determined are complete vote counts in some states, as well as the makeup of the House of Representatives and the Senate. That could have a major impact on the next administration's ability to get its priorities passed in Congress. 10-second trivia. Beulah red marble, or rose onyx, was used in the construction of what state's capital? New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, or Louisiana? The clue is in the state's name. Colorado is the only place in the world with rose onyx in its Capitol building. First Descents is the name of a non-profit organization in Colorado. It started as an outdoor adventure program for young adults impacted by cancer, but since 2001, it's expanded. Among the thousands who participated now include people with multiple sclerosis, a disease of the central nervous system. And this year, the group started offering free experiences for healthcare workers impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. It's another example of how a former CNN hero has changed his program to fit a changing world.
I am a medical ICU registered nurse. I volunteered to be a part of the unit and to take care of these COVID ICU patients requiring ventilators, life support. at the beginning of this pandemic.
We didn't know Day One Adventures was gonna be a tree house.
We were in these rooms for sometimes hours at a time, and at the same time trying not to be in those rooms because we still didn't know how much it affected healthcare workers and whether our PPE worked.
Okay, is there a clog in the system?
You come home exhausted, but know you have to do every single measure to help keep yourself clean and keep your apartments clean. And you didn't have your normal coping mechanisms to deal with that exhaustion.
No Band-Aids required over here.
The outdoors is a tremendously powerful place for healing and connection.
Give it a good pull and tighten it here.
These healthcare workers who have been stuck for days, weeks, months inside without seeing the light of day or getting that fresh air. And so I think bringing them into these really serene, stunning, natural surroundings is probably one of the most powerful things I think we could provide them.
Oh my gosh.
You got it.
I'm a little terrified and exhausted. It's reminiscent of my day-to-day life, I guess. Wildflower took the elevator up. Nice work. Woo!
So I feel like I've started building coping mechanisms to start reflecting. And I think reaching out and going on this first ascents is another first step to reflecting on everything that we've dealt with over the past few months. Felt like years, but it's only been months.
Yes. Woo!
We've been pushing ourselves on these new experiences and challenges, which I'll take away that empowerment from this. But we've also slowed it down and have focused on meditation and how just focusing on breathing for just 2 minutes a day can really impact you.
Inhale, reach tall.
We focus so much on the lungs of this respiratory viral illness that like when you get outside and breathe, you're so thankful for it because I can breathe, my lungs still work.
Oh, wow. Holy moly.
This weekend, just opening my eyes to like how many different ways I can go about doing different things that may bring me joy.
It feels like we've actually taken those guards down and we're starting to feel things again. And so I absolutely feel recharged, and maybe moving forward, I can handle this a lot better and knowing that there's other people and I'm not alone.
Shout out to the group to being so open to everybody here and where we're all at. It's just been awesome to be so connected and so open with one another this soon.
I hope that the participants get some of the reprieve that they need. We hear it from our participants who have cancer, MS, so often that these are their heroes. They were heroes before this fight. They will continue to be the unsung heroes of our lives after this fight's over. It's really important to not forget that, not forget them.
Oh, wow.
I don't know that we'll be able to ever put into words how much this meant to us, because so many of us have dealt with emotions that we've buried for so many of the past few months, and I don't think any of us could ever have asked for this help.
I did it!
And it's truly been a wonderful experience and something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
I wouldn't say I'm the world's best ping pong player, but let's put it this way. I could take on any 3-year-old. Never mind, this kid would knock me out. He's making waves and fans in southern China. The boy's family says he's been practicing since he was an infant. He's also a legacy. His grandmother was a professional ping pong player and she's been coaching him. So if you think you're talented at table tennis, this type could turn the table tennis tables on you, smashing spikes that make the ball spin, serving returns that make your head spin. Won't take long to see some ping-pong when competitors get paddled, caught in a net of defeat. I'm Carl Azus. West Monroe High School is in West Monroe, Louisiana. It's great to have you subscribing and commenting on our YouTube channel, and thanks to everyone for watching our show.